Welcome into game night. I am Derek Forrest. It was another busy day at Commanders Camp. Well, slightly busy. I think the players were not going 100%. A little bit more of a walkthrough because tomorrow is their joint practice with the Miami Dolphins, so probably saving up their energy for that. But the 2026 season is almost right around the corner, and we've got a preseason game on Friday as the Commanders are going to host those Miami Dolphins over at Northwest Stadium Friday with kickoff set for 7 p.m. But this is all about the defense today. There's a lot of expectations on a defense that has been struggling for the last 4 or 5 seasons. It has not been good. They moved on from the defensive coordinator last year. Durante Jones now comes in as the new defensive coordinator. So there are a lot of expectations on what he's able to do in terms of turning around this program, and the coaching staff is on the hot seat now with Dan Quinn entering his 3rd season under the helm here in Washington. So we're going to head out to camp. That's where Tiger Munn and Jake Rom were today, and they've got a report on what they saw today.
Another day at training camp in the books for the Washington Commanders. Tiger Munn, Jake Rom, we're talking defensive side of the ball. We're one day away from joint practices with the Miami Dolphins, but we're going to just go into what we've seen so far in camp about Durante Jones and his defense and what we think it's going to look like.
Yeah, this defense has been honestly questioned this entire offseason, and rightfully so. They were, for lack of a better term, I want to be as nice as possible, one of the worst defenses in the league last year. But Durante Jones has brought a new vibe, a new energy, and a new breath of fresh air for this team. And the defenders have been clamoring and saying, singing his praises throughout the entirety of camp. And I've seen this defense looks aggressive. They look like they're having fun, which is the most important thing. And above all else, they look a lot more structured than they did last year.
I agree with that. I think this team is going to take a step up. I don't know how much of a step up, but I keep saying I don't know if you're going to you can be as bad as you were last year. That's where they were last year. And Durante Jones spoke after practice today, and he talked a little bit about what he's seen with the growth of his defense so far during minicamp and now during training camp.
Just the improvement of the fundamentals and techniques that the guys are, that we have coaches has been stressing, and how those guys are going about their business on a day-to-day basis. It's just to see the progress has been encouraging.
So as I mentioned, joint practices with the Miami Dolphins kicking off tomorrow here in Ashburn at their team facilities. And Tiger, I want to open up to you. What do you want to see from this team with a joint practice, other than maybe a fight? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, Jake, the better question is how much time do we have? Because I want to see a lot from this offense. I want to see Jaden's 3rd-year development. I want to see the receivers. I want to see how they click with Jaden, how they look. Stephon Diggs was signed last week, people. He still doesn't know the playbook realistically. I saw him the other day in practice going through formations, which good thing, but it just shows kind of how new he is to this offense. And I think the number one thing I want to see is the O-line, because that's the one thing we'll actually get full-on hitting. O-line versus the Dolphins D-line. How much of Tunsil's injury, how much is that going to affect this team going forward? How much is that going to change this offense? Because now you have to account for the fact that you're missing a massive piece at that left tackle position. But I do want to see a lot in this offense, but particularly the O-line.
Yeah, defensively, I just want to see how the secondary can hold up. I think Miami is a team that no more Jalen Waddle, no more Tyreek Hill. I would say a very favorable team to go up against in a joint practice for the first time heading into this season. Malik Willis is their quarterback, no longer Tua, so things are a lot different down there in Miami. It'll be interesting to see how this defense can hopefully fly around. You're not going to sack a quarterback in joint practices, but, get pressure to where they can't, finish the rep off because, they would have completed a sack. I want to see that, but I also want to see how this secondary holds up. And I obviously want to see how Sonny Styles does, because there's a guy in Devon Achane on the other side that's going to be coming out of the backfield, and this is exactly where I want to see how good Sonny Styles is. How is he covering some of these scat backs coming out of the backfield, or these quick tight ends, quick twitch tight ends? Those are things I want to see, especially in a joint practice, and obviously it will carry into the preseason game on Friday. But Durante Jones talking about his approach with his defense heading into joint practices as well as the preseason game.
It goes whether it's another team or our offense, you can never lose sight of the physicality of the game and the fundamentals and techniques. And so what we'll be looking for as a staff is making sure our guys don't lose their mind and lose their techniques because there's another colored jersey across from them. And so that's where the time on task will come in, and the maturity of our guys come together and just, hey, listen, we don't care who's in front of us. It's about what we're doing, our assignments, our alignment, and our execution is what's most important.
So, Tiger, a lot of players missing from practice today. A lot of them, obviously, I think just getting a day of rest ahead of a joint practice with the Miami Dolphins that we keep talking about. But one of the guys absent, obviously, is Trey Amos, who is coming back from an injury. Got re-aggravated, got injured a couple of days ago. Head coach Dan Quinn said before practice that he's not going to be at the joint practice. He's not going to compete as well at the preseason game on Friday. There's already been a little slew of injury bug here. Allegretti's been out for a little bit. The Tunsil news we know about, of course. Are you concerned with how early on we're seeing some of these injuries happen?
Yeah, honestly, Jake, I'm shivering in my boots because it doesn't really look like the football gods are blessing them with another healthy season like they did in 2024. So I don't know who sold what, but I guess they're coming to collect at this point. I will say Diggs, Terry, and Odafe Owe didn't practice today, but they were maintenance. PR told us they were straight up maintenance, so that's a good sign. But it's just kind of like Trey Amos, Tunsil, Allegretti. It's adding up. The names are familiar and they're starting to add up. So I am a little bit concerned, but I don't want to press the panic button just yet. We still got a lot of season left, but just that we got a lot.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you with it. The Amos one is a lingering one that's kind of come into this, into this preseason and training camp that he had coming in. He wasn't at the start of it. Tried to come back for a practice or two, and obviously, things got re-aggravated. So hoping to see him back in there. Hopefully, it's just precaution that we can, get him ready for week one. Allegretti's the big one, and we saw him on the side of the field a little bit, still kind of getting back to full things, but having the pads on, going through some of the motions on the side, wasn't at practice. He was on the side field. Hopefully he can get back in because we all know the whole situation with Tyler Biotish being gone, and Allegretti was the solution. So if we lose him, it's not looking good.
Yeah, and he put a lot of stock into Allegretti, so especially with Biotish walking. So him not being able to play for a couple weeks would be devastating, but I'm going to try to hold off on the scary doomsday predictions for the season because we still got a lot left. And he could be back next week and everything could be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll be back tomorrow. Joint practices here Wednesday with the Miami Dolphins before the preseason game on Friday. It's going to do it for our coverage out here at training camp at the team facilities in Ashburn, Virginia. For Tiger Munn, I'm Jake Rom. Derek will send things back to you in studio.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, there's going to be a lot to watch during that joint practice tomorrow. One of the big things, as they were talking about the defense, is probably number 52, linebacker Sonny Styles. How will he play versus the Dolphins? This will really be his first action against another team since he was drafted in April by the team. So a lot of eyes on Sonny Styles as well to see what he's going to be able to do. Now, up 95, we had some news coming out of Baltimore today as defensive back Nate Wiggins was carted off the field during practice today with a left leg injury. Other than that, no other details at this time has been told to the media or anybody else. But anytime you're carted off the field, that's not necessarily a good sign for your season. So hopefully we can think of the best here in the Nate Wiggins situation, but not good for the defensive backfield for the Baltimore Ravens as they enter their first preseason game on Saturday as they're hosting the Philadelphia Eagles at 7 p.m.
Obviously, we saw Nate go down during the one-on-one portion. Don't have a ton of information on that yet. We'll kind of get it looked at, see where it's at. I think there's optimism, but again, we'll look at it. We'll see where it's at. It's one of those plays. I mean, really not much between the two guys in the play. So whether it was hitting the ground or whatever it was, we'll see what it looks like.
All right, coming up on the show, we're going to catch up with the punter of the Washington Commanders. Jake Rom sat down with Tress Way. We'll have that conversation coming up next on Game Night. Welcome back into Game Night. Derek Forrest, as I mentioned, Jake Rom sat down with the Commanders punter Tress Way as he gets set for another season in a Commanders uniform. He's basically the long-tenured Commander now at this point on the roster. But here's their conversation.
Out here at Commanders training camp with punter Tress Way. Tress, starting right away with the pec strain and the story behind it, but just how are you feeling so far? You're back at practice, punting balls and doing what you like to do.
I'm feeling good. Our whole medical staff has been unbelievable. I'm very thankful I haven't been injured or banged up through my career, and they have been getting me right. I think I am easily practicing and working twice as hard as I normally do. It is, but it's going really good. Feel good swinging. Going to be good for a preseason game. So very thankful.
As you come into this season and you guys are getting ready to hopefully have a better one than last year, You being the longest tenured guy, do you wear that like a badge of honor when you're representing this team?
A little bit. I feel like it always hits more whenever you're interacting with the fans, and fans have seen my family grow up, kids grow up. They've gotten to see me, with my wife and everybody running around on the field. And I do think though there's an element to football's so great in that margin of victory, and so many games are so close, and that run we made a couple years ago was so special that it's fun to be playing for a coach and for an organization that is the sole mission, is whatever we need to do to get ready to make another playoff run. Like that's what we're doing right now in August, and it's a fun way to practice.
I mean, you have a little bit of a stake in the kicking competition because you're the guy holding for both the guys. But Stevens, Moody, I know Stevens being a rookie and whatnot. Just how is that competition going through your eyes as you get to kind of? I mean, you got a high percentage of the job there. You're not kicking it through the uprights, but you're the one placing it down. What's the competition like through your eyes going so far?
Yeah, I think now we're pretty fortunate. We have the best field goal snapper in the NFL, and Tyler Ott. I mean, he's just. Pun intended, he's automatic. He's very good. And so it's fun that Tyler and I get to know each one of them. Now, we got to play with Jake last year, but we get to know each one of them individually in the competition to how can we just set it up perfect and then let's go from there. And watching them two battle it out it is fun to watch, man. I'd said this earlier, but it's a win-win scenario with both those kickers. We're good to go. Yeah.
You set goals for yourself coming in, and what are those goals?
I do. I do. Mine's a little bit more mental, where I feel like I'm not playing free if I'm thinking a little bit. And then my wife, in the 2018 season, she gave me just a challenge that I've taken with me through the rest of my career, and in my opinion, changed my career, is treating each punt for what it is in that moment, where it's if we need to pin them inside the 5 or inside the 10, you're not going to bomb a 60-yard bomb. Or if you're back, it's just play the game. And I'm a competitive guy, and so there's a whole lot of freedom and having fun and playing that way. And so that is probably this year is just focusing on a sole key that allows me to be consistent in doing that. Yeah.
What's your relationship like with Larry Izzo? And I saw you guys kind of chatting up a little bit, but obviously special teams is more than just the kicking and the punting. There's other guys and factors involved in it, but what is that relationship like?
I think the only thing that Izzo would change about our relationship is that he wishes that he could still go tackle people for me. I mean, that guy, he is still, our meetings, music blasting, guys yelling, highlights. He is so fun to play for, and what I love about playing for him, and as a punter, as a specialist, he's at the mercy of how well I'm hitting the ball or how well I'm doing, but he frees you up so much because he is all gas. He's he not once looks at you and just says, hey, don't screw this up. It's yo, let's go freaking change the game. And that's a fun way to play. And so I think having him, his mindset, his history, he's the best special teams player of all time. And so, that guy as your coordinator, it makes the games a lot of fun, too.
For you, I got to give you a scenario. Which do you think is harder to achieve, the coffin corner or a 60-yard punt?
Oh, coffin corner for sure, yeah. The 60-yard punt, I'm not saying the 60-yard punt's anything to sneeze at, but, you could just dip the nose and rip a bullet down there. But, that coffin corner of being on the same, we have the best gunners in the game in T.O. and Percy. And so, being on the same page with those guys, they're dependent on you putting the ball a certain way, certain depth. They're running down. You got the returners either blocking them, hitting them, faking them out. That is much more. That's why I know it's a short punt, but that's why I start screaming and yelling on those plays, because they're a big point in the game.
Last one for me is this team looks to get back, and have a positive season. And, there's so much noise was coming into last season with contract issues. You guys had injuries and everything. How does everything just feel more replenished, more reset this season coming in with all the guys come back, the free agents that you guys went out and signed? Just how does everything kind of feel fresh and new and feels like you guys are going to be back in the mix of things?
Yeah, I think the most credit goes to DQ on that. We have a team meeting every single day, and he never ceases to just amaze me with his message to us. How he's encouraging us to approach a walkthrough, approach a practice, approach situations that we're going to be going through in practice. He is just being able to get behind a leader who has your back, but also makes you hold this incredibly high standard. It's just, he's a guy's guy, and he loves getting to know you, but he's also holding you to this. He calls us professional competitors, not professional athletes. He's like, you guys are paid to go win. We're going to go figure out how to win. And I love playing for a guy like that.
All right, coming up on the show, we're going to hear from a local guy who's back in town as the Chicago Cubs are taking on the Washington Nationals, and we're also going to hear from Bish from the Sports Junkies as we talk about joint practice coming up tomorrow between the Commanders and the Dolphins. Welcome back into Game Night. Derek Forrest. Earlier today, I caught up with Bish from the Sports Junkies, and we talked about the Washington Commanders, not just about the joint practice that they're about to have with the Miami Dolphins Wednesday, but also the loss of left tackle Laremy Tunsil and what this means for the team moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal, Derek. You know this. Left tackle, if it's not the second most important position on an NFL team, it's maybe the third. I don't know. I mean, quarterback one, edge rushers up there, top receivers up there. But I would put left tackle, especially with a young quarterback, I would put left tackle up there. It's a big deal. Now, it kind of helps that you have a guy behind him in Brandon Coleman that's played there before, who was a pretty high draft pick, third round a couple years ago. So, and he was there for the majority of the season 2 years ago in Jaden's rookie year. But you lose a Tunsil, man, he's a top 5 guy at his position. So it's going to take a hit, and hopefully Coleman can stay healthy. Because if you lose Coleman, you lose your second left tackle, then your season's pretty much over. You saw what happened last year with the Chargers. They lost both tackles. Now, they ended up winning, I think, 11 or 12 games going to the playoffs, but Herbert hit a bunch. I think he 54 sacks, maybe led the league in quarterback pressures. And so it's a big deal, but I think that Brandon Coleman is a good backup.
Yeah, this is one of those examples where hindsight's 2020. Like, think of what the depth pieces would have been like for the Commanders if Tyler Biotish was re-signed by the Commanders. This goes back to this, because then you potentially move Nick Allegretti over, and
it doesn't make sense why they didn't re-sign Biotish. I mean, he didn't cost a ton of money. I don't know why. Either they didn't like the way he fit with what they did, or I can't imagine it was because of the money. They had plenty of money to sign him. But now that Allegretti's hurt and Tunsil's hurt, that's a concern right now heading into the game against the Dolphins.
We're now at the point where we can say football season's here. This week, the Commanders have a preseason game on Friday versus the Dolphins. There's a joint practice tomorrow between the two. We're assuming the joint practice is still going to happen. What are you looking for out of this joint practice and seeing the Commanders hitting someone else?
Yeah, I just want to see how Jaden throws against another team that he hasn't seen before, another defense he hasn't seen before since last year. And I want to see how he connects with these receivers, especially with Diggs. I want to see Chig. I want to see what kind of role he's going to play in these joint practices. Who knows how long we're going to see these guys on Friday. But these joint practices are almost just as important as these preseason games. Just because, you're going against another team that's trying to game plan against you and trying to outplay you, at least for the day. So I'm kind of more, and then of course Sonny Styles. I need to see Styles, see how he's playing against another team. So I'm really interested. I'm so glad that the football season's finally here. I think there's 6 games on Thursday. Preseason games on Thursday. You got college football starting August 29th, so not far away. What's today, the 11th? Mm-hmm. So you got, 17, 18 days before the college football season starts. It's here, bro. It's here. Can't wait.
All right, here's a cool story. We've got a local kid on the Chicago Cubs who is in town as the Cubs are taking on the Washington Nationals. That's James Chiantos, who played infield and pitched for James Madison, now making his debut earlier this year, actually just about a week and a half ago. Got his first big league hit in his debut versus the Pittsburgh Pirates, and caught up with Alex Flum as he's getting ready to make his debut here in the district with the Cubs.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but your first time coming back to play in the DMV as a major leaguer, right?
Yes, sir. First time.
How's this feel?
It's pretty cool. It's I went out and I looked out at the stadium and it was like, oh, I sat there for this game. I sat there for this game. It's pretty cool to be in here and be a part of it.
grew up a big Nats fan, I'm guessing, as a kid?
I actually grew up a Phillies fan because my dad's from just outside of Philly, but we'd go to Nats games all the time. So I went to one of the games in the playoff run in 2019. It's just cool to watch.
What was your favorite moment in the stadium during that run?
Honestly, just watching it, just being able to appreciate it all. You know, hometown team, and they're good. They're on a run. It was just amazing to watch. You know.
So I need to ask, how many people from the town of Vienna will be here tonight?
I don't know how many people are coming tonight. I'm giving out 10 tickets today for friends and family, but we'll see. I'm sure that I'll see some random faces in the crowd.
Coming from this area, going to Madison, having the career you've had, and getting a chance so early in your career to come home and play here, your family's going to see you. How does it make you feel just getting to go out on the field tonight and do that?
No, it's great. It's a blessing. I'm so grateful. This is an unbelievable opportunity. It's just really cool.
I'm a generational Washington fan. From my dad to my grandpa, just got passed down, and I'm just glad to keep carrying the legacy of being a fan. It's a blessing.
I was born into this. It's blood.
I was born into it. In 2004, when Sean Taylor hit the scene in Washington as a rookie, oh man, I fell in love with the team ever since then. Learned all the history, been a fan ever since.
Sean Taylor fan all the way, you know?
Sean Taylor all the way.
It runs through my blood.
So I am a Commanders fan. Support my dad. Always will be a Washington Commanders fan.
Be Commanders! My dad.
I became a Commanders fan since a kid growing up in D.C. My dad loved the Commanders. My grandfather loved the Commanders.
My mommy and daddy.
I hate the blue team, and I want the red team to win.
Granny was a fan. Made me a fan. Daddy a fan.
Born and raised in Washington, D.C. Shout out to Providence Hospital.
Let's go, Terry.
Stephon Diggs. So I just became a fan about 3 days ago.
I gotta love it. I mean, any way you can get another fan, it doesn't matter, even if they've only been a fan for 3 days because of Stephon Diggs. But that's going to do it for another edition of Game Night. Have a good night.